Well. It seems like we can't just have great people in the gaming industry anymore. They have to be politically biased, they hate the audience, they hate gamers, and they specifically hate gamers they disagree with. And they are a shield for corporations. And this is game developers, people who work around the gaming industry, like people on social media, like journalists, and like idiots like Greg Miller, which is who we're talking about today. He used to work at IGN a long time ago, then he left that company to start his own company called Kinda Funny, and then they got super political. Maybe they were always politically left, far left, because they live in California. Not surprising, California is crazy, but now he's at some gaming event and he's ranting about Elon Musk and Trump. Why? Just talk about video games? But these people can't help themselves. He posted this clip on his Twitter. Here it is.
My favorite games, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, is nominated for Online Game of the Year. Get your hands together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rod. Of course, that is a game that takes real skill.
It does. Yeah, and I'm not trying to flatter everyone here, but if I know one thing about this audience, is that none of you had to pay someone to play Diablo for you.
It's hard to level up your own characters when you're dismantling democracy.
I feel like we're in good company here, but just in case for the people online, if you get mad at that joke, it's Greg Miller. G-R-E-G.
M-I-L-L-E-R. Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Donald Trump.
And let me say this one thing first. It is pathetic to pay people to play a game for you. If you don't have time to play a game, then don't play a game. Do your job or whatever it is you do. If you care that much about your level in the game, that you are willing to pay people to play the game for you, then you are a fucking loser with no life. And don't give me no bullshit about, oh, he owns so many companies, he has to be busy. No, that's not how it works. Owning companies does not mean you're busy. It just means you own companies and you can hire people to do the job for you. So that is weird and pathetic. But why are we saying this at a gaming event? What does this have to do with video games? What does your dislike of Donald Trump and Elon Musk have to do with gaming? Talk about video games. It's not funny, bro. It's boring. It's so boring to say fuck Donald Trump. It's been said a billion times. He's the most hated man in human history. It's old. You don't look cool by saying something negative about Donald Trump like that. It's old. It's like the easiest thing you can do in politics is just disrespect Trump. And whether you like him or not, it's just old and corny. It's boring. And people like you are boring because you're so predictable. You have the same copy and paste opinion. So you're not saying anything unique or interesting. You're just saying the same pre-approved mainstream shit. And it's old. Do your fucking job. You are pathetic. That's why people are listening to people who are not Trump deranged. Because Trump derangement should be legally considered a mental illness at this point. Because we have a huge portion of the population that are obsessive over one man. They think about him every day. They think about him every night. They have dreams about him. They obsess over him. They get angry at him every fucking second of every day when he's not even paying attention to you losing. So it's like, why are you talking about him if he's not talking about you? Fucking weird. And this is why the industry is falling off a cliff, because they hate half the country. Well, I should say the Western AAA industry, because the Eastern developers are cooking everybody. They are winning. They are cooking the Western developers. People are either going to the East for their games, and I personally go to the independent scene, because the people who make indie games are not politically brain-rotted. They just want to make fun games that focus on good gameplay and great art and great characters. They don't care about politics like that. They can't afford to be politically retarded, because if their game fails, they are going bankrupt. They don't have $1 billion like all these big companies. That's why indie games are blowing up right now, because Western AAA games have been garbage for a decade. I've said this plenty of times. And the biggest reason why, if not one of the biggest reasons, is because the people behind the company are retarded. Unbelievable. I can't be surprised whatsoever. And a lot of people in the replies are not happy about this. Like this one here. So edgy. This is why gamers hate video game journalists. Keep virtue signaling. Well, he is technically not a journalist, but he is. He was a journalist, but then he made his own company. But he's still a fucking loser because it's old. The virtue signaling is so old. We don't give a fuck. It's boring. Like, you're just a loser at this point. It's so predictable. It's like, okay, he said fuck Donald Trump. Okay. It's just boring, lame. Do something original. Talk about video games. You know your job? Your job is to talk about video games? games, not talk about Donald Trump or Elon Musk. People are fucking tired of it, and this is what these games journalists do, and they wonder why they are going out of business. This is why people rather go to YouTubers and content creators, because we do not do this gay, weird, TDS cringe shit. And people like Greg Miller are a big reason why gaming is going downhill, and that's what this reply is saying here. And this crap is exactly why gaming has gone downhill. Game over indeed. Greg, now you're just an irrelevant activist in a dying profession. He's been irrelevant for a long time. There's plenty of YouTubers who are based and tell the truth about what's happening in the gaming industry, and they get way more views than his whole YouTube channel company. So he is irrelevant. And when you're irrelevant, you have to do pathetic shit like this, like virtue signaling, because people who do this think this is a good way to grow their following. Meanwhile, the people you virtue signal to don't buy anything. That's why pandering never works, because the people you pander to are broke. They spend nothing. They have no money. They do not support the things they claim to support. And when you pander, you piss off the audience, the majority audience. It's pathetic. And this guy is just pure cringe. And that's what this reply is saying here. Absolute cringe. But not surprising coming from a guy with pronouns in his bio. He does? Let me check real quick. And he does. He has a he, him in his bio. So fucking gay. It's just, oh my god. Here we go with the pandering to the 1% of weirdos that want to pretend to be something that they're not. I am not surprised. It's just so fucking predictable with these types of people. How come so many different people are exactly the same fucking way? This is tribalism. This is mob mentality. This is an echo chamber. They do not understand the concept of independent thought. They do not understand the idea of using your own brain for your own purposes, for your own beliefs, forming your own hypothesis. They are fucking retarded. And people who project themselves as the nicest guy who cares about everybody, who virtue signals about everybody, end up having skeletons in their closet and end up not being the nice person they portray themselves to be. And that's what this reply is talking about here. Your best friend was there for you when you went through cancer. How did you pay him back? By firing him over a very tame post. And you see a screenshot from Colin Moriarty that says, peace and quiet, hashtag a day without a woman. And I remember that news story a long time ago. That was like in 2017, because Colin Moriarty was also at IGN, and then he went with Greg to make this kind of funny company. Then International Women's Day came and he posted that tweet and he got fired. He fired his best friend who supported him when he was dying through cancer. This is how these types of people are. They pander to the mob, but they're willing to throw away friends and families and loved ones just to pander to a bunch of nobodies who sit on the internet all day and look for something to be offended by. And those types of people do not support anything. Why won't you understand? The fucking weirdos you pander to are broke. Whenever a company panders to them or a person panders to them, you are not going to see a huge boost in revenue and numbers. Why don't you understand this? They are broke, and now your reputation has gone downhill since you fired Colin. And ever since then, he started his own company, his own gaming media company, and he is bigger than you. So you are fucking pathetic. You threw away your friend, and now your friend is more successful than you. How dumb do you look right now? If you would have never fired him, he probably would have never even done that. You just love to see it. You love to see these fucking losers get owned by the people they're trying to own. You are pathetic, Greg Miller. You are a loser, and YouTubers are bigger and better than you. Free thinking is the future, because people are tired of you fucking Trump deranged weirdos obsessing over a man who's just doing his job as a president and not even fucking talking about you. So why are you talking about him? It's weird. It's old. People have been doing this for 8 years and people are sick of it. Nobody thinks it's cool. Nobody thinks it's shocking. We're just laughing at you because you are a loser. And this is one of the reasons that gaming has fallen off a cliff, because we have a bunch of weirdos with Trump derangement syndrome making all your favorite video games. They're working on all your favorite franchises at all your favorite companies. It's over for gaming. It's over for games journalists like Greg Miller as well, because YouTubers are the future. And YouTubers do not do any cringe shit like this. So I just can't wait to see the downfall of games journalism. I can't wait to see all of these different people go bankrupt. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So Greg Miller and games journalists, go fuck yourself.